off the field, and the game will get going here very, very shortly. As the referee gives his whistle, and we are off here. On a rainy, rainy day here in Victoria, and immediately the Pride concede a penalty. Was adjusting my camera so didn't quite see what it is, and UVic will take a shot at goal right away. Again, on a rainy, rainy day here, points will prove to be valuable, as there may not be too many. So UVic taking the opportunity, penalty deep in the Pride territory, to try and get 3 points on the board here. The kick is up, and it is right through the middle of the posts. UVic taking advantage of that early Pride penalty, now lead 3-0. Again, only 1 minute into this game, UVic leads 3-0 on a early penalty conceded by the Pride. But they come here strong on the offensive. As they look to get these points back. big an injury there for the University of Victoria Vikes. Asking the referee for the ability to sub, which they were granted. So an early substitution here for the Vikes, as it is UVic scrum here on the 22-meter line of UVic. It was reset as it went down, but UVic will win this one. And they will kick it away. As a penalty there to UVic. So the Pride will kick to touch. We have a knock on there by the Pacific Pride. And after a great string of play, again, the weather being an important factor to note here, it is raining, and raining quite heavily. So we'll see what type of factor that plays into this game here in Victoria. As a great tackle there by the Pacific Pride, as UVic tries to get it out of their zone. Again, that was backwards, but an almost knock on there with this wet weather playing a factor. Blocked kick, and we'll see what the referee's decision is. It's a knock on by UVic. So it'll be Pride scrum here. On the UVic 5-meter line. Oh, I'm sorry. It'll be UVic scrum on the UVic 5-meter line. Scrum penalty there by the Pacific Pride. So UVic will have an opportunity then to kick out of their own zone, out of their own territory, which they do not do successfully. UVic's kick there, not finding touch successfully. So Pride will retain possession of the ball as they look to charge back into UVic territory. Big hit there by UVic as the ball almost stolen, but it pops out back to a Pride player. And we have another knock-on by the Pacific Pride there. Again, I will keep stressing the weather playing an important factor here today with the rain falling steadily. So, scrum to UVic. That's a great run there by UVic as they're threatening here, deep in Pride territory. And UVic will score. What a run there by UVic. And they will lead 8-0 pending a conversion. Multiple broken tackles. Fantastic running there by the UVic team. And they have a chance here to go up by 10 points early in this game. A wonderful run there by UVic's number 10. That set up their first try of the game that the referees say is not converted. No, is converted. The kick is converted. So UVic will lead 10-0 here about 10 minutes into this game. As the Pride will kick off to get us underway again. Again, something to look for on these kickoffs is possession, because this wet, rainy day here makes those kicks tricky to catch, especially with people barreling down on you to tackle. Kick there by UVic to get it just before halfway, as the Pride will pull it out to the wing and hope for something similar to what UVic just had. As it looks like either another knock-on or another penalty from the Pride. filming and talking, so sometimes looking through the screen, I can't see exactly what's happening, but it looks like it was a knock-on from the Pride there. So result will be UVic scrum here. And a well-taken scrum there by UVic, as they will most likely kick here to get it out of their zone, or they'll work through some phases. They will kick, and that's the second blocked kick of the game here. Pride celebrating as if they've scored, although I believe the referee will check with his counterparts to see if they have, or has he signaled no try? He has signaled no try. It's a penalty to the Pride, or against the Pride, conceded by them. Looks like it was number 12, I believe, offside. As UVic will kick to touch, but once again, not kicked into touch. And a wonderful kick by the Pride there. As a kick to touch by Reese. As the lineout goes over the head of the Pride player. But they recover and they barrel forward. As a barreling through the phases here are the Pride, as they look threatening to score. And a penalty against the Pride, again deep in UVic territory. UVic will kick to touch for the third time, and let's see if they can get it out. This time they do. And the Vikes will have a line out here after that penalty that was deep in UVic territory. line out gone over there. So Pride will get the ball back here. But UVic recovers. And now a penalty to the Pride. And what will they choose to do? Will they go for points? And I believe they will. Pride will go for points here to try and make this a 7-point game. And the kick is missed. Off the upright. But UVic will knock it on immediately. So it'll be scrum to the Pride. As a well-taken line out by the Pride, they will maul in hopes to push the ball across the goal line. And they have done it. Try to the Pacific Pride. So a 5-point game. UVic leading 10-5, pending a conversion here for the Pacific Pride. As the kick is up, and the officials say not good. So we remain (10-5). after that try unconverted. Or I should say conversion unconverted. So UVic will kick the ball off once again into Pride territory. Taken well there by the Pride. Again, these rainy, wet conditions most definitely playing a factor, as it looks like the Pride will kick, or no, they will play it out wide. Interesting play there. Unique play. I think everyone was expecting a kick. And now they will, as it goes straight into touch on the far side of the field, where apparently my camera does not want to focus into. So UVic line out, right down the heart, and referee says not straight, I believe. Not straight is the call. So it'll be a Pride scrum on the 10-meter line of Pride's half. In a half that's flown by, seemingly so far. Started with a converted penalty kick early in the game for the University of Victoria Vikes, as the Pride conceded a penalty deep in their own territory early in the game. Some sloppy play there, but Pride does finally recover. And you can just see on the back of these players' jerseys the mud and grime that is coming up from this field. It is a wet one today. As a great run there by number 7 on the Pacific Pride, just dragging people along with him, as the referee will take it back for a high tackle by UVic. So a penalty to the Pacific Pride. They seemingly will kick to touch, as they did, remember the Pride did try a penalty kick earlier in the half, which was unsuccessful, and UVic, valiant attempt there to keep that ball in play, but it does go out. A great kick there by number 15. With the rain still falling, UVic leading 10-5 here at McDonald Park in James Bay, with a Pride line out deep in UVic territory. Pride has been threatening a few times, but have conceded penalties, made a few errors here in the attacking half. So we'll see if they can clinically finish with possession here deep in UVic territory. And it looks like they have. Looks like they've looks like UVic has conceded a penalty. An attempt at a quick tap and go there, but not on the mark. They will tap and go eventually, and they will score. So try to the Pacific Pride. That makes the score 10-10, pending a conversion. 2 tries to 1. 1 missed penalty kick. 1 missed conversion for the Pride. Made penalty kick with a try and a successful conversion for the University of Victoria Vikes. As the conversion is up, and the conversion is right through the center of the uprights. And the game is now 12-10 for the Pacific Pride. As apologies there, folks, for that glitch and the stream turning off. For some reason, the internet disconnected. As a great run here by the Pacific Pride, lost backwards, seemingly. As the Pride play it out wide, looking for their 3rd try of the game, which they are successful in getting. Again, for those coming from the other stream, apologies for that glitch and the stream turning off. Seemingly my internet here went out, so we're back up and running now with an albeit slightly more confusing setup because of that internet connection issue. We're back and going now, minus the scoreboard, but all will be rectified shortly. As the sun seemingly coming out here with about 5 minutes left to go in this half. Again, for those who have just found us, apologies for the glitch there where the stream did turn off. Had some network issues which have seemingly rectified themselves. So we are back up and running here from McDonald Park in James Bay for this matchup between the University of Victoria Vikes and the Pacific Pride. We're approaching the end of halftime, or of the first half here, approaching halftime, with the Pride leading 17-10, possibly 19-10, because I did not see if that last kick was converted. UVic open strong, but have conceded 3 tries in a row as they look to kick to touch, and for the 3rd time today, kicking to touch has not gone to touch. So a missed opportunity there by the Vikes as they look to work the ball back into Pride territory. as the rain has subsided for now, which makes me happy standing up in this booth that is not covered. But seemingly now the wind has picked up. So one element after another we're getting here in Victoria, as UVic looks to work through some phases and gain some territory, but that will be knocked on. The referee will let the advantage develop, and the Pacific Pride, with a fantastic run, might have something going here. Offload once again off to the wing, but a penalty, I believe, or a knock on, and that will be the halftime. So the Pacific Pride lead here at halftime, with the UVic Vikes opening strong, going up 10-0, but conceding points here in the later half of the 40 minutes, and the teams will make their way into the change room right as the sun is coming out. Hey. I can't come down right now. No. I have to sort something out, but hey, how's it going? It's Mom. Hello? Yeah. Hi. How's it going? 17:10. Unless 17:8? You guys didn't. Oh, okay. Thank you. Pride. Yeah, it's a good game. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. How was did Brandon's game get rained out?
No, but they played in the pouring rain.
Oh yeah.
It was so bad. But we didn't play for the whole first game. It was like it was a bit of a blowout for the other team.
Yeah.
And then they came back.
It was a blowout for Brandon's team?
No, the other team.
Oh wow.
12-0 for the first 5 minutes.
Oh wow.
And then they scored 5. So it's getting close.
Wow.
But maybe after 7. Yeah, because I wanted to get down there. Yeah, it was
Where's Amia? Still there? Or?
No. I thought, but there's 2 games, so she didn't want to stay on. They saw it, so.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, great. Yeah.
Sorting something out?
Well, the stream, for some reason I'm using my cellular data, and for some reason it Google sent notification to iPhone. Oh. 1 second. Yeah. Where's Amia then? Oh.
That's gonna take forever. We're not in any rush, buddy. They're gonna meet us about 5:30.
Yeah, I don't think we're in any rush, no. Okay. Thanks. Sure, yeah. And welcome back to the second half here. Between the University of Victoria Vikes and the Pacific Pride. As the Pride will kick off deep into UVic territory with a really good kick. And the Vikes will kick out, almost blocked there by the Pride. And that kick will go out of bounds into touch. As the lineout is won by the Pacific Pride on the 22-meter line of the Vikes, the Pride will look to attack and score. Ball goes backwards, says the referee, not a knock-on. The rain has seemingly stopped here now in Victoria, but I'm sure the ball is still quite slippery, although it won't be continuously getting slippery. As a great run, unbelievable line break there by the Pride. UVic needs a big tackle, which they don't get, and the Pride, with 5 points up on the board early in this second half, which makes it 22-8, pending a conversion here. You'll note that corrected score. My thoughts were that the Vikes had put up 10 points and their try had been converted. Although, in speaking with the officials at halftime, I've learned that the kick on the try was not converted. So 8 points for UVic, trailing 22 points from the Pacific Pride. as the kick is up. And the officials say the kick is good, which makes the score 24-8 for the Pacific Pride. Around 3 minutes into this second half, as UVic will kick off. Players asking for energy to be brought into this kickoff, as they'll go far, and well lifted by the Pride, knocked backwards, and recovered from them, taken poorly, but recovered well. Possession is still theirs, as barreling forward the Pride are, with a good double tackle there by UVic, and a great tackle again there by, I believe, Ryder Heaney Corns, and kicked deep into UVic territory, knocked backwards with a really good run from UVic here. Again, you can just see that slippery ball as the Pacific Pride concede a penalty. UVic will kick to touch. And it does get to touch. As the lineout's stolen by the Pacific Pride, ball dived on, but it is knocked forward. So we will have a UVic scrum, 10 meters into Pacific Pride territory, with the Pacific Pride leading 24-8. Scrum holds strong. UVic plays the ball out and run it into contact. As they look to put some points up on the board for the first time since, I believe, around the 10-minute mark of the first half. Although that ball is stolen, as the Pride, with speedy wingers down the right-hand side of the field, look to take advantage of that stolen ball. Although they can't do anything on that fast break, they do have possession in UVic territory here. As a really great ruck from UVic there results in a knock-on, and it'll be UVic ball here. As looking like Ryder Heaney Corns is subbed off for UVic after putting in a valiant shift on a muddy and wet day here in Victoria. Vikes scrum 10 meters into their half, as they will look to come back from the 16-point deficit. as the scrum is reset. And the Vikes will look to advance this ball into Pride territory. Scrum immediately collapsed and penalty given to UVic. They will not tap and go, looking like they will kick to touch. Again, kicking to touch been a little bit of an issue today for the Vikes. 3 kicks not going out, but this one, a great shot, and UVic will have a line out on the 10-meter line of the Pacific Pride. Almost stolen there by the Pride. Big tackle onto Chris Gamage by the Pacific Pride, but UVic recovers the ball. And they will kick and look to run. Ball's deep in Pride territory here. And good tackles made by UVic. And a penalty conceded by the Pride. You can hear the cheers, hear the screams. UVic playing great rugby, getting the ball deep into Pride territory, forcing a penalty. And they will kick to touch, and it's a great kick. Right on the 5-meter line for UVic. UVic looks to capitalize on the conceded penalty by the Pride and the great kick there from the number 10. As UVic mauling, pushing to try to get into this end zone, but stopped by the Pride, held well, as UVic playing on advantage, penalty advantage, look to push this ball into Pride territory and into the Pride end zone. Shifty and shapy there from, I believe it was Alex Gamage. No, not Alex Gamage. But we'll come back for penalty advantage. As UVic will So for those just joining or wondering about the score, I had thought that UVic converted their kick after the try, but learned from the officials at halftime that they had in fact not converted that try, converted that conversion, I should say, into points. So 1 try, kick unconverted, and a penalty kick for UVic, which is why the score is 8 for UVic, not 10 like it was before. Penalty advantage here for UVic as they play out of the maul, looking to get across the Pride try line for the first time since, well, what feels like a long time ago. Penalty after penalty here for the Pride, conceded, as UVic will tap and go. Defense holds well for the Pride, as UVic tries to get into this end zone and score some points. But it is knocked forward. UVic will turn the ball over right on the Pride goal line. Unfortunate knock on there from the Vikes, but they will look to get the ball back in the scrum. Yeah, Mike, in reading your comment, I also saw the flags go up, and which is why I marked it down as points, but the referees told me at halftime, in fact, that kick was not converted. So 8 points is the score for UVic at this time. But I do agree with you. I also saw the flags go up, and that's why I added 2 points. Some messy play there from the Pride. Obstruction by number 14. And UVic will kick the touch after that penalty. Has a big push here by the Vikes. Getting over the 22-meter line of the Pride. But looks like it'll be Pride ball in a scrum here. So, Pride scrum. On their own 22-meter line, and scrum penalty by the Pride, taken quickly by UVic. Out to the edge. But ball stolen by the Pride almost immediately after. But then knocked on. Again, it isn't raining anymore, but seemingly that ball, still quite slippery, must be from the grass. Hard tackle into touch there. As the referee will go back for that advantage. So we will go back for the advantage on the Pride knock-on. So UVic scrum. As UVic will scrum inside the Pride 22-meter line. And the scrum not holding solid. Referee will call them up. And it will be UVic ball. I think they'll move positions here. Looks like that area of the field not suitable for a scrum. So the Vikes and Pride will do it again. UVic scrum. With UVic threatening here, having not scored since the first half. Started with a penalty kick 2 minutes into the game, and a try shortly thereafter. UVic leading 8-0, but the Pride have since scored 24 straight points to lead the game now 24-8. UVic takes the scrum cleanly. Works it through the hands as they threaten here. 20 minutes into the second half. Rucked over well. As UVic steps into touch. Dangerous when you're out wide. Lots of space to run, but also chance you'll get pushed into touch. So Pride line out here. As they look to get the ball out of their territory. Possibly with a kick here. And that is what they will do. It's a good kick. With Reese Patterson running the ball back for UVic. And UVic in a similar position they were 3 minutes ago. And it will be a penalty conceded by the Pride, not rolling away. UVic ball here on the penalty, and it looks like they will kick to touch. As the rain has now stopped falling, the sun coming out for what will make a great end to this rugby game. UVic line out here on the 5-meter line of the Pride. They've been threatening in Pride territory now for quite some time, but unable to get points on the board just yet. Let's see if they can capitalize on this stretch of play here. And almost out wide, dove in, and that will be a try for UVic. Kane Clegg on the outside almost wasn't able to get the offload, but successfully offloads. And try time UVic. So 24-13, pending a conversion here for the Pride. A 9-point game if this conversion is successful. 2 possessions either way, 2 scores either way. As Alex Gamage will attempt the kick. Unfortunately, it is unsuccessful, although it looked great. So the score remains 24-13 for the Pride. And the Pride will kick off. Taken well by UVic. But a penalty immediately conceded. So the Pride will have an opportunity to go deep into UVic territory here. Which they successfully do. So line out here for the Pride. Deep in UVic territory. They try to form the maul. It moves forward. And the try is scored. An immediate response here from the Pacific Pride. That makes it 29-13 for the Pride, pending a conversion. The Pride responding with a try of their own, not 2 minutes after UVic made it an 11-point game. As that kick, no good. So it remains 29-13 for the Pride, with just around 14 minutes remaining in this game. So UVic will kick off to the left side of the field, and that's not taken well by the Pride. In fact, recovered by UVic, but also knocked on by the Pride. So it will be a scrum to the Vikes after the knock-on the kick reception from the Pride. Trailing 29-13 here, with 13 minutes remaining in this game. UVic will look to put some quick points up on the board in this now dry afternoon, with good work from the Vikes, but knocked on that final pass, a little bit behind the Vikes player. So a scrum to the Pride after the UVic knock-on at just about halfway here. And you can see those white uniforms just covered in mud from the field today. Although it has stopped raining. And the sun trying to poke its head through the clouds. But you can see the field, after being rained on, not holding up as well as one might hope, especially with the size and strength of these players. Having to reset that scrum there. As the Pride take that scrum well. Poor pass there by the scrum half, but handled well. Pride still in possession. And the Pride really at this point just looking for a game of possession and a game where the ball is not in their territory, being up by a good margin. And UVic hoping to get some quick scores here in succession to come back as a kick here by Reese Patterson into UVic territory, maybe hoping for a little bit of a knock on there, as a nice grubber kick there and chased well, but it'll go into UVic end zone, and we will have a goal line dropout here from UVic. Chased extremely well, and that's a penalty to the Pacific Pride, or conceded by the Pacific Pride, I should say. Oh, a knock on. Hard to hear what the referee is saying from my vantage point up here. Looks like it will be a penalty. And Reese Patterson will kick to touch at exactly the halfway line of the pitch. Well kicked. And UVic will have a line out here. Over the top, but recovered. But referee will say not straight, I believe. Coming up on 9 minutes remaining here in this game. Again, the Pride leading 29-13. UVic started really well, in fact, going up 8-0 early in the game. But since then, the Pride scored 24 unanswered points, to which the UVic responded with a try, and the Pride immediately responding back as the Pride deal with that scrum well and look to move into UVic territory. Look to keep the ball away from their territory, from their half. But the ball stolen there by UVic. I believe that was Tane Clegg in on the ball, as UVic will look to keep possession, but as I say that, they have knocked it on. knocked on by the Pride. So it'll be UVic ball. It'll be UVic scrum on halfway out of UVic territory. That's a great run there by Shane Rickley Crindle. And a good tackle by the Pride. Playing what I believe is penalty advantage to the Vikes as they look to move it out wide and score one here late. But we will come back for the penalty conceded by the Pride here on the close side of the field. As Alex Gamage will kick to touch. UVic line out on the 22 of the Pacific Pride. And a fantastic throw there by the Vikes as they look to maul and push this ball closer and closer into the end zone. As UVic with a penalty conceded by the Pride. And they will tap and go. The Pride defense really holding strong here this afternoon. UVic just unable to break through even after multiple phases here close to Pride territory, but we'll see what they can do here. Out to the outside. Fed over to Andrew Eason, I believe, as UVic threatens here close to Pride territory. And a yellow card there shown to Pride number 16. Believe he was offside quite substantially. And that's repeated offsides there for the Pride, which I believe is causing that yellow card. So it'll be a UVic line out with 2 minutes left in this game as they look to put some more points up on the board. But that'll be a penalty conceded by the University of Victoria. Once again, unable to finish and put points on the board in a threatening position. Line out taken well by the Pride. as they lead here late. And they play a pass deep. And a partial line break there, but knocked on by the Pride. With just over a minute and 30 seconds left in this game, Pride leading 29-13. In what I believe is their 4th game of the season and UVic's 3rd. This, if things stay the way they are at the moment, UVic would move to 1-2 on the season, with the Pride being undefeated. As UVic scrum will be set up after that knock-on in UVic territory here. With a big push from the Vikes as they move through, but big hits there by the Pride. And UVic moving over halfway now, but ultimately not close to a try yet. And has that gone backwards? No. Referee deemed that has gone forwards. That's a knock-on, and that is the game, ladies and gentlemen.